Hey there guys, Flick or Treat, give me something good to watch. Hope you guys are doing well, thank you for joining me once again, and if you guys have any Snickers or Kit Kat bars or Butterfingers or disgusting black licorice that only people over the age of 85 give you, snack on that now, and thanks for joining me for another brand new live stream. It's good to be back. I love doing these, and I just like talking to you guys. I have nothing better to do, so we're all here now. We're going to talk about some movies. I'm introducing a segment which not good to watch. I've done this multiple times on Twitter, usually once a week on Twitter. I ask you guys to tell me the last 5 films that you watched, and I share mine as well. It's just fun. So what I'm going to do for the first time ever is I'm going to introduce a segment here on the live stream called 5 Flicks, where I just talk about 5 movies I watched this week and give you a quick breakdown of each movie and why I watched it, maybe a little bit of a good watch. That's all I got to give you. I was going to talk about some movie news today, but the segment which should about I've done this 9% of it on Twitter. Like there was some leaked paparazzi photo of somebody in a Superman and Wonder Woman costume on the set of the Batman, and I could sit here and speculate about that for 75 minutes, or I could just ice my life and I just talk about things I care about. That's what I would rather do. Once again, thank you guys so much for joining me. I have a few quick questions I was diving into. I've left a super chat. I got to give questions. Much appreciated. And if you guys have a question in the next few minutes, there was a segment where I talk about game recommendations. So way better than the TV show. Anything after Walking Dead. I mean, I can watch videos. I can pick up I can watch the last 5 seasons of Walking Dead. I don't know how long they're playing it, but I'm glad they're simultaneous. So better than that was like my jam. Season 1 through 4, and then it surely just progressively got worse and worse, and they just, for some reason, how many miles did they cover? They could never leave the state of Georgia. For the last 6 years, I think they've been stuck there. Kenny, I'm a huge fan. I've been watching since 2012. How many times have you watched Hocus Pocus? How many times have you watched Hocus Pocus this year? And how was the haunted prison cut to? Great questions. That's a topical question. Yeah, I've watched Hocus Pocus one time this year. I watch it again. I just never did it. It's the definition of magic. That's the inspiration behind the sequel. And as far as the haunted prison I went to the Ohio State Performance Building. That's where they shot the Shawshank Redemption at yesterday. And during the month of October this year, it's actually like a haunted house. You can normally go there and get tours of the facility and things like that. But during October, it's like a haunted house. You go down to the basement and see the prison cells. It's really fun and really cool. I shared a picture of it on the definition of magic. So you guys may want to check it out. Yeah, it was really neat. I just, in my head, everything that was happening, I was getting like my own Morgan Freeman voiceover narration. Now that you've had time to think about it, movie plot hole that bothers you the most. I haven't really had time to think about it, to be honest with you. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, Dark Knight Rises. You guys are killing it with the questions. I want to get to this segment just very, very shortly, and we will answer all the questions right after that. A movie plot hole that bothers me. The Dark Knight Rises. You have a ticking time bomb that has an exact detonation time to it. But now that but the whole concept behind the cores deteriorating is they don't really technically know how long it will take until it explodes. I believe that's said early on in the movie, but somehow we have an exact second that's going to happen.
Question. I want to get to the
that didn't really add up. That's just one off the top of my head. I'm sure there's a billion more. Vinny, the Batman movie leaked way before its release in perfectly quality Ultra HD, and Matt Reeves asked people not to watch it. What should you do? Well, here's the thing. The fear behind that is the movie will not earn money. If it leaks and everyone watches it, no one will pay to watch it eventually. I'm the opposite of that. I'm the main consumer they're after when it comes to a movie like that. If it leaked, I will watch it, and then when it comes out in theaters, I will pay to go see it again. And then when it hits 4K Blu-ray, I will pay to buy that optical disc and watch it. And then if it has cool t-shirts or memorabilia or toys or whatever the hell it is, I will spend money there as well. So, yeah, unfortunately, I probably would watch the new version because I can't wait 2 years, but I would still pay to see it. If it leaks and everyone watches, I will watch it. Mauricio Silva. Hey, John, Brazilian fan here. I've been watching you for almost 10 years. Thank you for all the videos. My question is, how do you deal with the sadness and bad times? Well, greetings to Brazil, man. I hope you're doing well. Bad times and sad times. Usually I just curl up in the fetal position on the couch and I watch YouTube videos or happy-go-lucky movies that take me to a happy place. Or I just go outside sometimes and walk around, get some fresh air, maybe take a drive. Or I go eat some cracked Donald's. Usually that cheers me right up. I don't know. I sometimes just tell myself there's nothing you can do about it. You either get busy living or you get busy dying. Honestly, that's how I deal with it. Or I make live streams. And they make me happy just talking to you guys. Mr. Jones, your audio is messed up, dude. Please check it. Is my audio messed up? Does the audio sound bad? Let me hear it one more time. Let me hear it right here. Oh, damn, that does sound bad. I don't know. Honestly, I sometimes just tell myself or I make live. Let's see if that sounds better. You either get busy living or you get busy dying. Honestly, that's Mr. Jones. Your audio is messed up. Please check it. They make me messed up. Hang on, we're gonna fix it. Sound bad. Let me hear it. Let me hear it right here. Oh, damn, that does sound bad. Let's see if we fixed it. Come on, audio. Let's see if that sounds better. Hang on, I'm gonna fix it. Mr. Jones, your audio is messed up. Let's see if that sounds better. Hang on, we're gonna fix it. Sound bad. Let me hear it. Mr. Jones, your audio is messed up. Fix audio, fix. Hang on, we're gonna fix it. Come on, audio. Oh, here. I think I fixed it. Hang on, I'm gonna see if this fixed it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's see. Uh-oh. Okay. Does that sound better? I'm sorry. This live stream's haunted. Those were the voices of the children in my basement. Is that better, guys? I hope. I'm sorry. I hope your ears aren't bleeding yet. Now I feel like I should read all those questions again. Did you guys hear the questions? I'm sorry. Do you want me to repeat those again? Or should we just start all over completely no matter how many times I test these live streams to get them right, to get the technical aspects down, and I test the audio before I push record on every live stream, and no matter how many times I do this, they still get fucked up. Okay. So the first one was Carter Lovejoy. He said game recommendation. I said The Walking Dead is terrible. I can't watch it anymore, and I'm glad the game is good. I'd rather hit myself in the head with a hammer than play the game or watch the series, though. Kenny Movie Reviews. Hey, John, big fan since 2012. How many times have you watched Hocus Pocus this year? I said once, and it is truly the definition of magical mystical. I will probably watch it again before Halloween because it always takes me to my happy place. I mean, Hocus Pocus is just one of those movies that... Well, they've there's a sequel in pre-production, but I wish it would get made. I feel like society needs another Hocus Pocus. Ming 1992, now that you have had time to think about it, movie plot hole that bothers you the most. And off the top of my head, I'll say The Dark Knight Rises plot hole where the bomb has a ticking countdown to it till it explodes. And I remember early on in the film, they explain that and they say there's cores that will deteriorate and then it will explode. But how did they put a countdown onto the exact second that happens? That concept didn't really make much sense to me. And by the way, guys, I don't know if all the audio was fucked up since I went live with this. But I said during this live stream, I'm introducing a brand new segment. It's called Flick or Treat. Give me something good to watch. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 5 flicks I watched this week. Now, this is something I've done on Twitter for the last few months. And it's just basically 5 movies I watched this week. I share mine with you guys, and I want you to share yours with me. And I just break down the movies, and I give you some backstory on why I watch those movies. And it's just because there's no movie news this week I wanted to talk about. I just don't give a shit about any of it. It's like the big movie news this week was there was and I said this earlier, so sorry if you could pick this up throughout the shitty audio. But I said the big movie news this week was there was a paparazzi photo of some guy in a shitty Superman outfit and some lady in a shitty Wonder Woman outfit on the set of the Batman. That's the big movie speculation this week. I watched a video earlier where someone talked about it for 20 minutes. I'm like, what the have we come to this as a society? Clearly, it was a bullshit photo. It looked like a Halloween costume party. There was some other lady standing to the side wearing a surgeon's outfit. So yeah, Wonder Woman and Superman aren't going to be in the Batman movie. I'll just put it out there. All right. Let's go to the next one. And Mr. Jones says, my audio is fucked up. Mike's Movie Madness. John, your audio. Yes, I fixed the audio, so everything should be good now. Sorry, the audio being messed up just screwed up everything, didn't it? And I'm sorry. Please forgive my sins against humanity. The Upside Dan, thanks for the super chat, man. Much appreciated. Rando Commando, fix the audio. I did. Connor Baker, John Chick, Alan Wedzigul, John, restart the stream. I don't restart anything. I just fix what was fucked up. Mr. Jones, dude, read the chat. The intro keeps replaying. All right. I don't know if the intro replayed, but maybe. Garland Green, define irony. A bunch of idiots dancing around on a plane to a song made by a famous band that died in a plane crash. I'm going to see Nightmare on Elm Street at Cinemark this weekend. First time for me. Any updates on the P.O. Box? No updates on the P.O. Box. And enjoy Nightmare Before Christmas, man. Or no, Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm sorry. Yeah, enjoy the movie, man. That's one of my favorites of all time. Always remember watching it down in my grandparents' basement. Scared the shit out of me. Chip from Waffle House. I wasn't picking, it was an itch. You got that from my Waffle House video I made years ago. It's fucking hot in here. I need to go turn the AC on. I'm going to do that in just 1 second. Yes. Thank you for the quote from my Waffle House video. That's the reason I will never go to Waffle House. Just watch that video I made. Alex, have you bought Shutter Island on 4K? I bought it over the weekend and was curious to what you heard about the 4K. I haven't even seen the 4K transfer of it. I own the 4K steelbook of Shutter Island. That's one movie I have not watched since it came out in theaters in 2010. One day I will watch it again. I was hoping to do it this October. Alex Noam, good day from Australia, John. I'm meant to be working, but would rather listen to your delicious ramblings. Your favorite film by an Aussie filmmaker. My favorite Australian film is maybe just Fury Road and Road Warrior, I would say, are two of my favorite Australian films. The director's Australian, isn't he? I believe he is, but those are two of my favorite Australian films. I don't know why he wouldn't be Australian. He made Yeah, I would say he is. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Lone Tiger. Hey, John, how was your weekend? And Monday, I worked in the day and as always, my 4K laptop finally shipped, and also I ordered a 4K Blu-ray drive for it. I'm so excited. What about you? Yeah, man, my weekend was pretty good. I shared a story earlier. Someone asked how was the haunted prison I went to because I shared a post on Twitter and Instagram, and I'm looking back here for who asked it. Weird question there. Anyway, I went to the Ohio State Reformatory last night, and if you didn't know, that's actually where they shot the Shawshank Redemption at, and I've never been there. And the Shawshank is one of my favorite films ever made. And during the month of October, they turned this historical site into a haunted house, a haunted attraction you can go to, and there's actors and props and all kinds of cool stuff. You can walk through the prison cells in the basement, and it was really fun. I really enjoyed it, and it's like an hour away from where I live. And the entire time I was there, I was like doing Morgan Freeman narration in my head. It was glorious. I want to go back eventually and do an actual tour of the location, but it was really cool. All right. Rick LP. Hubie Halloween? I liked it. Thoughts? Fuck that. Amber has spent 4 days getting through that. She usually watches 10 minutes of it before she goes to bed. I saw probably 5 minutes of it, and Adam Sandler he's truly intentionally trying to make the worst movie he's ever made. Oh, I don't know. It's Halloween time. Like, what the fuck is this? I'd rather put my head in the toilet and flush it for an hour than watch that garbage. Justin Martin. Wish we could hit a dab and watch Big Lebowski, man. I prefer chewables only. Well, hey, man, there's a beverage here. Yeah, I've been meaning to watch Big Lebowski again for the 87th time, but I did watch Fargo a few weeks ago, and that was really good. Ming 1992, best Yo Mama joke in Christopher Walken voice. I don't think I know a Yo Mama joke. Actually, I remember this from third grade. There was a kid who made the worst Yo Mama joke ever, and I recall this. It's not good, it's not funny, it's not clever, it's not witty, but here it goes in a Christopher Walken voice. And keep in mind, guys, I'm doing this on the spot. I don't prep, I don't train for this. I just do it. I'm like a dog chasing a car. I wouldn't know what to do once I got it. Your mother is so fat, she once sat in the toilet and fell off both ways. Okay, let's just keep going. Pretend that didn't happen. Carter Lovejoy. Did you hear about Space Jam 2 synopsis that was revealed? Also, give us your thoughts on furries. I mean, hey, whatever floats your boat, man. I didn't hear about the synopsis to Space Jam 2, though I'm sort of looking forward to it. I remember they released an image of the new basketball uniforms, and those looked pretty bad, like really bad looking to me. Aesthetically, they just didn't look very pleasing. And I've also heard rumblings that Michael Jordan doesn't want anything to do with the Space Jam franchise. Like, he wants nothing new connected with it mentioned. There's like a lawsuit going on. So just putting that out there. Jake Walsh. What's up, John? Favorite Patrick Bateman quote? Mine's got to be, let's see Paul Allen's card. Huge fan. Hope you're doing well and staying safe. Don't just look at it, eat it would probably be my favorite. You can just use that in any situation. And I assure you I have. Yeah, probably that. So thanks, Jake, for the question. And at some point, I will get to the main segment of this video. I promise. So what I'm going to ask you guys to do, just for the next, 5 minutes as we do the 5 flicks segment, just hold off on the questions, or keep putting your questions in there, and I'll get to them after the segment, but just know I will answer them after, so I'm going to get through the next couple here. Oh, hi, Mark. Plot hole for me was Old Biff able to go back to 2015. Yeah, when it comes to time travel movies, you can't think too hard about them. You just have to allow them to be entertaining. That's my motto. Alex, last 5 films I watched was Drag Me to Hell, The Haunted Mansion, Nightmare Before Christmas, Beetlejuice, and Unsane. Yeah, you want to get nuts? Why the fuck do I always do? I do my Michael Keaton Beetlejuice impression, but doing a Batman line. I don't know why I always do it. Hey, you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. I don't know why I do that. Mauricio Silva, have you watched the show Atlanta? It's one of my favorite shows and kind of underrated, just like Better Call Saul. I have not seen Atlanta. I haven't seen it, but Better Call Saul. Yeah, no one watched it. No one talked about it. I'm like, it's just as good as Breaking Bad. It really, for me, it was. Like, I love the levity that Better Call Saul brings. So, no, I haven't seen Atlanta, though. Isaiah H. Saw Gun Girl for the first time. Incredible film. Rosamund Pike gives one of the best performances I've ever seen. She's crazy, but a total badass. Yeah, she seems perfect for the role. Gone Girl, I really enjoyed it. It's not my favorite Fincher film. I did enjoy it, though. Not as much rewatchability as I would say a majority of his other films have for me. But yeah, I liked Gone Girl the first time I saw it. Actually, I liked it the second and third time I saw it. I just think as far as like a mystery and suspense film goes, I much prefer something like The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo or Seven. Craig Thompson, your thoughts on the future of physical media? It'll be around. There's always going to be that dedicated segment of people who buy it, like myself. And sometimes I just buy it and I usually watch streaming movies. But having it on my shelf makes me feel better about who I am and what I'm doing in life. I think physical media is a must because if you want to be at the mercy of whatever streaming platform you're watching, I mean, sure, they're going to have a lot of options on there, but are they going to have that one movie that you want to watch? Probably not. That's why I like to own all the movies I want to watch because they're here. I have them. And even if I don't watch them, I can hold them up as little props when I talk about them at some point in a few minutes. Ming 1992, say welcome to Ohio State Penitentiary, John, in your Morgan Freeman voice. Welcome to Ohio State Penitentiary. It just doesn't get better, does it? Raymond Clark, thoughts on Stanley Kubrick's A Clockwork Orange? Saw it once, have no desire to rewatch it again. That's how I feel about a lot of Kubrick films. I like them. The one-time experience of watching them is really good. There's a few I watch over and over, like Full Metal Jacket or maybe The Shining. But it's definitely a troubling film. They do some shit in there they probably wouldn't do nowadays. But the thing that always stuck with me with A Clockwork Orange, well, the scene that takes place on a wood floor is pretty intense, but the eyeball scene, man, every time I can't watch it. It makes my eyeball itch. Lone Tiger. I finally went to Dallas yesterday to 3 family video locations, and it was so magical and dreamy to say the least. Sadly, one of the locations was closing down. Overall, I bought 16 Blu-rays for $42. Feel free to check my Instagram story for the journey. I will check it later, man, and I'm glad you enjoyed, man, and I hope you got some good movies. I'll see what you got a little bit later, Lone Tiger. And by the way, shout out to Lone Tiger, who is a longtime supporter here. Last week, after the live stream, I did an after party live stream just for Patreon members and YouTube members, and Lone Tiger co-hosted it with me, just randomly, because I didn't want to talk to myself for 2 hours. So thank you to everyone who joined that, and meant a lot. And we'll do more in the future, I promise. Mark Lowry Moore. Hey, John, what do you think about AMC theaters allowing you to rent a movie auditorium for $99? That's fucking phenomenal. Not only is it fucking phenomenal, I think I'm going to do it. Because why? It'll just make for a fun video. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get together 20 of my favorite videos of myself and go watch them in a theater. And then what I'm going to also do is invite all of you to come watch them with me. And then we can all look at my stupid face on a large screen. Make sure to bring your popcorn and drinks, though. Actually, in all honesty, it sounds really cool. And I really do want to rent one out and just I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, though. I need to probably watch one of my favorite movies. I need to check into it. How long can you rent it for? But I think I want to do this. Maybe I can invite some of you if you live in the Columbus area. Huh? What do you think about that? That'd be a cool fucking meet and greet, wouldn't it? All right, Shut Up Cat Productions. Stop moving in review Return of the Living Dead. I move. If you don't move, you die. Okay? Don't become static and complacent where you are. You fucking move or you die. Remember that. That's the motto I taught you, and you're gonna have to learn to live by it. Once again, I don't know what I'm talking about right now. The caffeine's really hitting me hard. I'll be honest with you guys. The audio fuck up early on in this live stream really threw me off. I had a really good idea what I was going to do. I had a nice flow, nice rhythm. Now I don't know where I'm at anymore. Okay. Night of the Living Dead. Why would no one's going to watch it if I review it. That's the problem. Ryman 6000. TY for the great content. It's my girlfriend's birthday. Well, happy birthday to your girlfriend. And, well, thanks for watching, man. Rick LP. Physical media is expensive AF. They're also dinosaurs. Why do you do it? You can create a 4K digital library for a lot cheaper. So you want me to have a hard drive full of a whole bunch of digital files, and then what I do, I plug that hard drive into my TV anytime I want to watch it and scroll through all the titles, and then one day I drop the hard drive, thus destroying everything on there? No, see, it's people like you. You don't understand. You don't understand the tactile function of holding a fucking movie. You take it, you smell it, you take it out. Oh, look, artwork. That gets me excited. That entices me to watch this optical disc with great picture quality. That's not compressed. The audio is great. You know, there's artwork. There's something here to hold. It's a ritualistic experience. You pop it in, you watch it, you enjoy it, man. I don't want to watch movies off a hard drive. What am I, a cyborg? No, thank you. That sounds completely... That takes away all the fun and excitement of even watching a movie. It's just like... No. That's everything wrong with society, and you're contributing to it. Now, if you want to have movies on a hard drive, thus when you go places or travel, or maybe it's a backup system, that's cool. I get it, man. But I like having them on shelves. I like holding them. I just like looking at them. You know, it's fun to me. I like going to buy them. I can remember the buying experience of going to buy the majority of those movies. Most of them I bought in shitty, dirty pawn shops covered in grime and filth. But I had to hold them and take the risk of picking them up, and then I had to wipe them off. I cleaned them with my tears. Okay? Okay. Let's keep going. And you said 4K digital library is a lot. How's it a lot cheaper? Blu-rays cost nothing anymore. If you buy used Blu-rays, it costs a couple dollars. I mean, are you illegally downloading these movies? Because then your whole argument goes out the window. Whatever shitty file you're downloading is probably compressed. No, thank you. And if you're buying all these copies, then that's not cheaper. So, Joseph Jackson. Hey, John. What is one of your favorite movie trailers? One of my favorite movies. You know what? I'll give you an oddball answer. And I'll tell you a teaser trailer that got me so excited to watch the movie. The movie is not that great. It's not that great of a movie, but the trailer got me so fucking pumped. And it was the teaser trailer to Terminator Salvation. Go watch that teaser trailer. It takes place in like this dark, watery tunnel. The music's like going with the visual images. You see Christian Bale, and it's going dun 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 dun. Like that got me pumped to see the movie. Then I saw the movie, and I was like, not very good. Slightly enjoyed it, but not that good. That was one. One of my favorite trailers of all time. The one I honestly probably rewatched the most was the Dark Knight trailer, the actual full trailer, not the that. I wasn't a fan of the teaser trailer of the movie because it was just a blue explosion. But yeah, that I remember watching that trailer over and over again, and so many people did a parody of it. Bastiel, hey John, your thoughts on Sam Raimi's film Simple Plan? Simple Plan with Bill Paxton and Billy Bob Thornton, right? Really good movie. It's one of those. I love crime films like this where it's like the criminals keep going deeper and deeper into shit. Like one thing leads to another thing, and then they have to backtrack and fix that thing. So like somebody sees you committing the crime, you have to go kill that person. Then someone else sees you doing that. It's kind of like Fargo. It's just things keep getting worse and worse and worse. And it's just, I love movies like that. I really do. And Simple Plan is a really underrated film. Imran Habar. It's one of those. And I'm sorry if I mispronounced it, man. Thoughts on the trailer for Fincher's new film, Mank? I don't think I've seen the trailer for Mank yet. I just haven't seen it yet. But if it's a Fincher flick, I'm going to check it out. Ming 1992, favorite seat in a movie theater. You guys are not letting me get to this segment of this video, are you? Okay. Okay, after these next 4 questions, I am going to get to the main segment of this video. Then I will answer all the remaining questions. I promise you. Favorite seat in a movie theater. Typically, for years, it was right behind the middle bar in the front of the main section of the theater. Like, not the front, but the next section where it starts going upwards in elevation. There's a bar in the front of that where you can put your feet and no one usually sits in front of you. It was always nice. And then when reclining chairs became a normal thing in the theater, you had more space between you and the other people in front of you. So usually I would just sit maybe in the middle. But nowadays, when I went back to the theater to see Tenet and New Mutants, I sat in the very back, the last row in the very top, away from everyone, because I didn't want to be below anyone. I didn't want their spit particles landing on my head or in my popcorn. So I sat at the highest elevated place in the theater. So that's probably my go-to place now. Obed Arzaga, true story from elementary all the way to high school. Every time a teacher would be absent, they would bring the TV cart and play Stand and Deliver. I remember the old TV cart days where the TV was strapped to that middle cart with a VHS player under it. Oh, God, you knew that was going to be a good day. James Doshier, thoughts on Con Air with Nicolas Cage? One of the quintessential 1990s action films. Put the bunny back in the box. Yes, Cyrus the Virus. I mean, what a great movie. The scene where the breeze blows through Nicolas Cage's hair transcends me to another place. And I don't know where that place is, but it's like heaven. Matthew Nunez, last night rewatched Superman Returns 2006. Forgot it existed. Great film, beautiful music, visuals. Brought me to my happy place. Deserves another look. I hate Superman Returns. You know where that movie takes me? It takes me to a place where I sleep and I get really bored. I don't like the movie. I never have. It's just Superman being sad guy, looking at people from a distance. I mean, there's kind of a cool scene where he saves a plane, but I just never liked the movie. I just never have. I've tried too, so many times. Lone Tiger. Why would you create a digital library if you truly care about the best audio and video quality that you can get only on physical media? Exactly. Exactly, Lone Tiger. You guys know. Yeah, I mean, anymore, the truth, physical media does not cost that much. Like, I don't think paying $20 for a brand new 4K movie that you really want is that, I don't think that's that much. Like, it's not, I don't think that's unfair. I don't think that's unreasonable. Especially used, like you can go to eBay and buy lots of used Blu-rays for, nothing. So I don't think it's all that bad. Mr. Jones, I'm building my Blu-ray collection, 200 best feeling in the world. I've always buy it one time and own it forever. Streaming is just renting. Yeah, there's just something it's not as cathartic to watch a streaming movie, though it's convenient and I do it often. Yeah. Jack Lame, thoughts on Mad Max franchise and Furiosa prequel. I love Road Warrior. I love the first act of Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. Once it gets beyond Thunderdome, it's not that good of a movie. And Fury Road is one of my favorite action films of the last 20 years. As far as a Furiosa prequel, do I think it's necessary? No. Do I want to see it? Sure. I like the actress they got to play young Furiosa. That's fine. But if you watch Fury Road, you sort of already... That was Furiosa's story. They didn't give you every detail about her past, but you got an idea. And I felt like we got the conclusion to that story. And I don't know if I need a prequel. Now, what I would like is a sequel. Tell me what's going on with Charlize Theron. Continuing on. Have Mad Max show up. I don't know. But as far as a prequel, maybe there's a great story to be told, but it's not where I would have went in the Mad Max universe. Jordan, would you rather be Arnold in the 1980s or Keanu in the 1990s? Probably Arnold in the 80s, man. Could you imagine that vascularity and bicep definition and just like being in the film The Predator? I mean, yeah, dude, Arnold any day. Azim the Dream reviews. Do you think Cobra Kai would still be popular if Karate Kid films didn't exist? I think the show is too much better than all the Karate Kid films combined. Okay, so let me just quickly answer this. No. Cobra Kai wouldn't exist without the Karate Kid films. That series relies so much on nostalgia and the original films being the basis for everything they do in the series. No, it wouldn't be popular at all. It would people wouldn't even, they'd be like, what is this? I don't care. What's happening here? Who are these two actors? I don't know. So no, yeah, that series is completely reliant on the original movies. Stephanie Myers. Hey, John, I hope you're having a good Monday. What movie would you pick that you have seen at home but would still like to see on the big screen for a movie theater experience? Well, thanks, Stephanie, for the question. A film that I would like to watch on the big screen that I've seen at home. Well, I got to watch T2 Judgment Day. They released that on the big screen a few years ago. I remember seeing that. I saw Jurassic Park. Back to the Future could be one of them. That would be good, but I've seen it so many times. Huh. Yeah, maybe like an epic movie. Maybe like an epic movie I would like. Maybe Gladiator? Yeah, that's a great question, but I wish I had a better answer. I don't know. One of my favorite films, I don't know. It'd have to be a spectacle movie. Maybe Gladiator. I'd go with that one. Rando Commando 41. Last 5 films I saw was The Social Dilemma, Tenet, Jurassic Park, Over the Top, and Commando. Ooh, Over the Top, you say? Okay, I hope you really enjoyed it, man. Yeah, we're gonna get to the 5 flicks in just 1 second. Okay, 2 more questions, and then I'm talking about the 5 movies I watched this week. Just JDD24. Hey, John, I love yours and Stuckman's hilariosity review of Superman: The Quest for Suck. That was actually the first video I watched you in. Been a fan ever since. Well, thanks for that, man. Thanks for the live streams, man. Look forward to them every week. Well, thanks. Thank you for that. Thank you. Much appreciated. I remember making that video like it was yesterday and not 4 years ago or 5 years ago. I remember watching the movie and taking notes and just thinking, how did this get made? Lucas Bernowskowitz. What death shocked you the most in Breaking Bad? Probably Hank Schrader, I would say. That shocked me. That was an intense one. Raymond Watt. Hard Boiled is better than Die Hard in my opinion. Well, I don't recall a lot about Hard Boiled, so I'm not going to argue your opinion. I mean, I like Die Hard. I actually prefer Die Hard with a Vengeance when it comes to Die Hard movies. That's just my thing. Okay, guys. Now it's time for the first segment ever for 5 flicks I watched this week, and it's just 5 movies I watched this week. It's just 5 movies I randomly watched because I wanted to, and I'm going to tell you why and the backstory behind each movie with a quick little review and breakdown. And most of them were horror-themed movies, and there we go. And so what happened was I went home to my hometown this week, and I have a friend there. And usually we just hang out, we eat candy, and we watch movies. Like, that's what we do. And we went to the Dollar Tree because I had a sweet tooth the other day, and I spent like $15. And when you spend $15 at Dollar Tree, you get a lot of shit. 15 things to be exact. And I bought so many gummies and Sour Patch Kids and just shit that tastes fruity and sugary. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have 15 cavities, and I'll be in a diabetic coma soon. But yeah, that's what we did. And we just watched a whole bunch of movies over the course of 2 days. So without further ado, let's talk about the 5 movies I watched. The first one, because it's October, it's Halloween time, is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the 2003 remake with Jessica Biel. And this movie, I feel like this is such a well done remake. Like, it gives you everything that the original did, and it switches up a few things, and it feels well crafted, well made, and I've always enjoyed this. I remember seeing it in the theater. Now, when I watched this in the theater, I remember there was a crying baby, and I wanted to take a chainsaw, not to the baby, but to its parents, who were clearly drug addicts. But yeah, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I can watch this every October. I love it. I love the actor they got to play Leatherface in this, who was also Zangief, is that his name, from Street Fighter, the movie. But yeah, this was always a fun film for me. And also, I know it's been announced recently, they put out a poster, but they are coming out with a new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, and it's sort of a sequel to the first 1970s film, which gets me excited. And I hope they go with that dirty, grungy, like they just really go for it, and they have a competent script. And yeah, I can't wait to check it out. Leatherface has always been one of the most terrifying villains in any horror film for me. Like, when I think about, like especially in this film, like, imagine a dude with a face rotting off, wearing someone else's face, with a chainsaw chasing you through the woods, and he's not walking all stoic like Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees. He is running after you with a fucking chainsaw. Yes, that's nightmare fuel. So yeah, another reason I've always loved it. Now, speaking of remakes, The Hills Have Eyes, unrated. Now, this is a remake of a 1970s horror film by the same name. And I would say this remake is superior, far superior, and probably when it comes to horror film remakes, this might arguably be one of the best ever made. Now, it stars Ted Levine, who plays Buffalo Bill in Silence of the Lambs. Oh, she was a big old fat lady. But this film, ever since seeing it in 2006, I watch it probably once every 2 years. And it's just the production quality, the story. It's a really well done film. I feel like they made it better than they even had to. And there's some really intense scenes in this film. Like, it gets pretty brutal at times, especially in the unrated cut. There's some extended sequences where it gets a little bit uncomfortable, but I love the climax of this movie. I love all the mutated freaks in this film. I never leave here. And he has a big old brain sticking out of his head. I love that. Just mutated nuclear waste people. But yeah, if you haven't seen The Hills Have Eyes, the remake, please go watch it now. The sequel's not very good, though. All right, the next one I watched. Now, I own this on Blu-ray. This was sent to me a few weeks ago. The Haunting. Came out in 1999. It's still in the plastic. I didn't watch the Blu-ray of it. My friend, actually, we watched it on, I believe it's on Amazon Prime. But anyway, The Haunting it's a film that I haven't watched in probably 15 years. And it stars Catherine Zeta-Jones. And I forgot that Owen Wilson was in the movie. Wow. And it's got a bit overuse of CG throughout the film. A lot of the house that comes to life is all CG, and it gets a little bit overdone at times. Not the best film. The premise is interesting. Yeah, Liam Neeson. Yeah. So the concept is interesting, not so much the execution. But yeah, it's definitely not a classic by any means. And last, but certainly not least, the final and fifth flick I watched this week. It's time to get a little bit dark, a little bit magical, and a little bit mystical, because we're talking about a Nicolas Cage film and snuff films as well. I know it's icky, but 8mm, directed by the late Joel Schumacher, is. I've always really enjoyed this film. Now, it has Joaquin Phoenix in the film. Nicolas Cage plays a private investigator investigating this shady film, to say the least, where a girl is murdered, and he's trying to figure out if it really happened or not. Now, if you've never seen this film, it's icky. You got to watch it on a dark, cold, rainy day when you're all alone. This is not a family film. You don't watch this with the family. You do not. You don't even want to watch this when you're eating at some points. It's that dirty. But a phenomenal film. And the scariest thing is, like, you can say, oh, you have The Hills Have Eyes, and that's just... This is the kind of shit that scares me, because things like this exist in reality. There are places and people that do these things. And that's always been much scarier to me. So if you haven't seen 8mm, go check it out now. You need to watch it. And one of the better Nicolas Cage films that doesn't get the praise it deserves. I remember originally Russell Crowe was actually attached to star in this movie. Then it went to Nicolas Cage. And the reason that Joel Schumacher directed this film was because after Batman and Robin, he was like, listen, I don't want to do another blockbuster movie. Give me anything else. Give me the opposite of that. And this is the script that they handed him to do. And he's like, I'll take it. So, yeah, I always thought that was really interesting. And there's a character in this movie that wears a leather gimp mask, and his name is Machine. If I haven't said enough to sell you on this movie, nothing else I say will. Please go watch 8mm now. What'd it do? Get you off or something? Okay. All right, guys, those are the 5 flicks I watched this week. So that concludes that segment. Now we can get back to the questions, so feel free to ask anything and everything that you want to. All right. Craig Thompson, how picky are you on slipcovers on your Blu-rays? I would prefer a slipcover, of course, because I always feel like I'm getting more for my money. As long as it's, it's there and it's not ripped or tattered or torn, yeah, that's fine by me. Now, if I can find a good deal on a movie that doesn't have a slipcover, I guess I just won't have the slipcover. But what I have done in the past, and I mentioned this on one of my Black Friday videos a few years ago, if you go to buy a movie, what am I trying to say here? Oh, yes. So if you need a slipcover, if you really need the slipcover, you can always take a slipcover from another movie in the store that you didn't get in the past, put it on the new movie you're buying, and you still buy that movie, and you kind of stole the slipcover in a way. But did you really steal it? I don't know. I feel like only a very select few people care about that little piece of paper. And I'm one of them. So, Raymond Watt, you and Stuckman should do a hilariosity for Jurassic World Fallen franchise. Well, we have a collab review video that we did when it came out, so you can go watch that from a few years ago. That's just one Jurassic Park movie I do not ever want to watch again. I don't think I could bring myself to watch Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom ever again. All right. What's your favorite flick cave you've ever had? I don't know. They've all had their ups and downs. In the future, I want to make the best one ever, but I don't know. I think the one I utilized the most was probably the one from 2014 and 2015. I would say that one was the one I used most because I actually filmed the majority of my videos in that room. John, are you excited for Borat 2 this Friday? Not really. I watched the trailer and it didn't really do much for me. I don't feel like watching the movie, and maybe I'll watch it one day, but not anytime soon. I'm not honestly that excited for it. I liked the original back in 2006. I thought it was good, but yeah, the trailer for the new one just, I don't know, didn't look all that entertaining to me. Ming 1992, most misleading trailer. Mine was Inglourious Bastards. I don't remember the trailer for that. Most misleading trailer? I don't know, man. That's a tough one off the top of my head. Actually, I think I might have one. Okay, the movie was Robin Williams. He starred in a movie called Man of the Year. And it was like an election movie about him becoming president or something. I don't remember. I haven't seen it since theaters. But the trailer to that made it look like a really fun, comedic, lighthearted movie where Robin Williams becomes president of the United States, and you think, oh, that could be a lot of fun. But no. When you watch the movie, there's like this dark, evil subplot, and it gets really seedy at one moment, and it doesn't have as much levity and fun as you thought it would, and I was like, why was this even made? That was I remember that being a really misleading trailer. Jose Sanchez, you're making me so wet. Well, it's the least I can do. But thank you for the comment. What's your favorite disaster movie? Favorite disaster movie would probably be... I could make a joke there about terrible movies, but 2012 is sort of a guilty pleasure. I watch it occasionally, but it's not the best. Probably Independence Day would be my all-time favorite disaster film. I was really looking forward to the new upcoming Gerard Butler film, Greenland, about an asteroid that hits Earth. That really looked good, but once again, due to everything going on, it was delayed indefinitely. Oh, Deep Impact is probably one of the most competent, well-made disaster films where it sort of feels real, and Morgan Freeman plays the president. What's not to like? Another guilty pleasure would be Armageddon. I remember seeing Armageddon in the theater, and it's always stuck with me, for better or worse. What's another great disaster film I'm not thinking of? Day After Tomorrow, but not that rewatchable. So yeah, I'd go with maybe Deep Impact or Independence Day. Ming 1992, worst plastic surgery on an actor or actress. Mickey Rourke, when he got his plastic surgery, he just didn't look like the same guy anymore. I would say that almost like ruined his career. I'd go with that one. Lucas Bernowskowitz, in my opinion, Man of Steel is so unnecessarily criticized. I agree. Some of the superhero films or comic book movies that get a pass, I'm like, really? But Man of Steel, that had some thought and emotion put into it, I get some of the criticisms. I really do. But overall, I thought it was a solid Superman movie. Now, could the saturation have been pumped up a little bit more? Yes. Were there a few subplots in the movie that I think could have been tweaked? Yes. But like one of the main complaints from Man of Steel was there's too much destruction by the end of the movie. It's like, what? What? Are you sure? Because there's two godlike aliens fighting in a city. What do you think things aren't going to get broken? I never understood it. 1901 Dread trailer misled. The actual film is good, is God tier. Yeah. So the Dread trailer was bad. It made that movie look like a $5 Walmart movie. And then you watch the movie and you're like, whoa, this is like a kick-ass action film. Yeah, I don't understand the people, the marketing team behind the Dread trailer. There's a few other movie trailers that had really bad trailers, and the movie turned out to be pretty good. Or the trailer was really good and the movie turned out to be bad. Suicide Squad. Oh, hi, Mark. Clown House, directed by Victor Salva, stars Sam Rockwell. Victor Salva, who also directed Jeepers Creepers and was convicted of something bad. Is that the same guy we're talking about? Okay. Lone Tiger, do you have any recommendations for 4K monitors for video editing and media watching in general? I have an all-in-one computer. It's not a 4K monitor, so I actually have a 4K 32-inch TV I have back here, which I guess you can use as a monitor. I don't even remember the name of it, but I to be honest with you, I don't really have any great recommendations for you. Sorry. I don't have a 4K monitor myself to edit on. But I feel like you with the resolution on my monitor, I can get a good enough grasp on how it's going to look. Oh, God. Mo asks, hey, John, did you notice at the end of Independence Day, they had 30 seconds to leave the mothership? They actually take 40 seconds or more. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, it did seem like a very extended sequence. Also, they upload like a virus only found in Windows 95 to defeat the mothership. But it's Independence Day. Don't judge it too harshly. Ming 1992, thoughts on any given Sunday, has a really good speech, motivational speech by Al Pacino. I'm trying to think how it goes, but you're gonna go out there and you're gonna give your blood, your sweat, and your tears. I don't remember how it goes, but yeah, it was a really good motivational speech. I liked it. Jose Sanchez, Dragon Ball Evolution, aka the most underrated movie. I never watched it. I saw a clip from it. I was never a huge Dragon Ball Z guy, so the movie didn't offend me. But I never watched it, nor will I ever. Raymond Watt, are you excited for Mel Gibson playing Santa? Abso-fucking-lutely. Yes, if you didn't know, there's a movie coming out where Mel Gibson essentially plays the R-rated action version of Santa Claus, and it's a little bit heavy-handed with some of the references to Santa Claus where he kills people. It's called, like, what's it called? The Fat Man or something? Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I really am. Why can't they make another Mad Max movie with Mel Gibson? Just, why can't we make that, please? All right. Okay. Isaac Beebe. What are you hoping to get out of The Mandalorian Season 2 in the upcoming Marvel D series? I'm looking forward to Mandalorian 2. The first one was good. I thought it was a little... I expected a little bit more spectacle, I guess. But I'm looking forward to the second one. I think they're going to go a little bit bigger with it. I think they're going to throw a little more into it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. What's the second part of your question? Upcoming Marvel D series? Like, upcoming Marvel series? Like She-Hulk and all that shit? I don't really care, to be honest. I don't. I just feel like they're going to spin their wheels and nothing's really going to progress. Lone Tiger, can you give me a few movies lists that are must-haves on 4K Blu-ray? Would love to see you do a video on this too. I did, man. It's called my 4K movie collection video. I did it like 3 months ago. Go check it out. I talk about each 4K movie in detail. But Fury Road is my favorite looking 4K Blu-ray, I would say. Whatever you do, never, ever buy Terminator 2 Judgment Day on 4K. It looks so bad. It ruins the movie. The Upside Dan, look up the movie Fat Man, You Won't Be Mad. Well, yeah, we just talked about that, and I watched the trailer last week, and I'm not mad. It makes me happy, very happy. It's the Christmas movie we all needed and never knew we wanted. Lucas Bernowskowitz, why I hate the criticism of Man of Steel is because people say it has too much destruction, but also say Avengers is perfect. Yeah, it just, Avengers has more levity. It's easy to like. I think people went into the Man of Steel movie expecting more of like a Marvel vibe, possibly, but I just liked it. I enjoyed it. Obed Orzaga, would you rather live in Gotham or that city where that movie Seven is? Probably live in Gotham. At least there's a vigilante to help save the day. If I lived in the city where Seven takes place, which some have said is Gotham City, Yeah, it looks really bad. It looks really shitty, like it's raining all the time, and it just looks so bleak and depressing and grungy and dirty, and probably would not want to live there. Hector the Chill Guy. Hey, John, would you want a sequel for Edge of Tomorrow or Sicario Day of Soldado? I know I would. Probably Edge of Tomorrow. I think that's one. They've been working on a sequel forever for that movie. It's been in like pre-production purgatory forever. But yeah, I think Edge of Tomorrow would be. That's a great underrated sci-fi flick. I love every second of it. I feel like Sicario, like the sequel gave me enough. I get it. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, Edge of Tomorrow. I need a fun action-packed sci-fi film. And if Tom Cruise comes back, that's fine by me. I'm not sure how they would play that out though. Like, I wonder if it would be another prequel to a movie that was a prequel. There's a dog barking outside. It's really driving me crazy. Okay. Ming 1992. Did you go to your 10-year high school reunion, and will you go to your 20th? I didn't go to my 10-year because I lived in South Carolina at the time, and from everyone that went to it, I don't feel like I missed much. I really don't want to look at the people I went to school with. There's like a very select few people I'd even want to talk to anymore, and the rest of them, sometimes I can look them up on Facebook, get my feel, and or get like what I need from it, and be like, oh gosh, okay, and then I move on with my life. So would I go to my 20th? Maybe, I guess. When is that? That would be in like in 5 more years, 6 years. Yeah, in 6 years. Maybe I will. Just JDD24. Do you like Katie Holmes or Maggie Gyllenhaal better as Rachel in the Dark Knight trilogy? Personally, I think I prefer Katie Holmes. Yeah, I mean, yeah, well, no, actually I don't. I think Maggie Gyllenhaal is a much better actress. I believe what she's saying. Every line that she delivers has a better impact, and it feels a little bit more realistic. Katie Holmes is okay, but I don't think she's that great of an actress. So I think Maggie Gyllenhaal was the better actress. Tyson Sherburne. By the way, Katie Holmes didn't do The Dark Knight to go star in Mad Money. You fucked up. Okay. Tyson Sherburne. What are your thoughts on Eyes Wide Shut? Love the vids. Well, thanks, Tyson. Eyes Wide Shut, I saw that once. Not one of my favorite Kubrick films. I read some of the backstory on the production of the film, which is really entertaining, where Stanley Kubrick had Tom Cruise walk through the same doorway like 75 times. It's just for no reason. And take it off. Take it off. Yeah, I saw it once. It was okay. I'd probably never watch it again. Matthew Nunez, Soup Returns has airplane crash, Gatling gun heist, saves people from huge earthquakes, lifts a whole island of kryptonite into space. Give it one more chance. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, I will not. No, I will not. Because everything you just mentioned, yes, those things happen in the course of a 2.5 hour movie, but I don't want to get through everything else to get to those scenes. Like where he lifts a whole island of kryptonite. I don't care about Lex Luthor's real estate scheme. Let's grow land with kryptonite, and Superman can't come here because it's kryptonite land. Like, just start a business venture where it's legal, man. Like, you can buy and flip real estate legally. You don't have to be like, it's just stupid. I don't like it. I hate it. I hate it. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, hi, Mark. Thoughts on Boiler Room? Low budget, but good. Yeah, Boiler Room is a great film. It was sort of like the modern day Wall Street movie. And I love movies like that. I love movies about white collar criminals. And Boiler Room is so underrated. Ben Affleck's in the movie. Vin Diesel's in the movie. Yeah, if you haven't seen Boiler Room, definitely go check it out. Just that whole storyline and the aspect, that whole like criminal enterprise has always intrigued me. Like movies like that and Wolf of Wall Street. I like movies like that. Yeah, really good movie. They sort of recreate the scene from Glengarry Glen Ross. ABC always be selling coffees for closers. Imran Jabber, pronounce your last name for me. I'm so stupid, please. Who inspired, influenced you the most in your life? Who inspired me the most in my life? I don't know. I don't know. I don't really have a real answer to that. I always remember just seeing people that were successful, like not overly successful, but just like had a nice car and a house. And I was like, how do you do that? How do you get to that point? Like, I guess the little things like that always inspired me when I was younger. Sometimes if you want like the celebrity answer, someone like Arnold would be kind of inspirational because I just look at a guy who came here from another country and pretty much accomplished everything that he ever wanted to. And he was like witty and charming, and he just didn't take no for an answer. I think Arnold is like an inspiring story. And Arnold, like, he will inspire you to work out. If you want to be an actor, if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to be a political activist, whatever. He's like an inspiration for all those different things. Night King 01. Don't know if you agree, but The Boys Season 2 was kind of disappointing. Nothing actually progresses and no consequences, no logic, plot holes, glory. Yeah, I was sort of... Well, I watched the season finale of The Boys. And when it was over, I was like, oh, I'm going to go watch the next episode now. And that was the season finale. I was like, oh, that's how it ends. Okay. Yeah, it was really underwhelming. I feel like they made season 2 very quickly. And it was, I think from a spectacle standpoint, on a lower caliber than the first season. And it's like they were quickly trying to make a second season to appease people or something. I don't know. But I like certain things about it, but it just, everything you said, I agree with. It just sort of ends, and it's like not much happened. Like if you were to take all the storytelling elements that progressed in The Boys Season 2 and combined it into like one 2-hour movie, you could hit all those plot points. You probably have another 30 minutes left in your movie if you did that. Yeah, not much really happens. I liked Black Noir. I liked that he got more screen time, and I really thought they were building him up to do more, especially based on the comics. But once again, that didn't play out to do anything. So, yeah, I was sort of disappointed by the end as well. Brevins, Flicks, and Games. Hey, John, my Halloween special is going well. Also, what are your overall thoughts on Darkman? I think it's a very underrated comic book film. Yeah, Darkman, Sam Raimi, man. Great little not small, but I mean mildly budgeted original concept. I always liked Darkman with Liam Neeson. I've always really enjoyed it. Darkman 2, not so much, but the first, it's a blast. It's a really fun movie. I haven't watched it in a very long time, but as a kid, I always remember like really enjoying it. Thinking, as a kid, I thought it was based on like a comic book series because it just feels like a comic book movie, but I guess it never was. Lone Tiger. What's the reason you did Blu-ray updates in the beginning of your channel but changed into reviews and other content later? I love all of it regardless and would love to quick videos whenever you buy new physical media like your Flick Trips. Yeah, I still do occasional like Blu-ray-esque videos. I just did one here on this channel a few weeks ago. I did a new Flick Trip video where I talk about the new movies I bought. And I occasionally do them, but I found just doing Blu-ray collection videos, it's a very small niche. And believe it or not, I wanted to talk about new movies I was seeing and sort of review movies, and it's a bit more topical and kind of garners a larger audience. So that's why I did movie reviews. Because sometimes people just want to see you hold up things that you bought and not so much talk about the film. And my motto was, it shouldn't just be about the little plastic case or the movie. It should be about the movie, not just buying the movie, right? That's sort of why I switched that up a little bit. But don't get me wrong, I still like that little plastic case and that optical disc in there. But yeah, I sort of wanted to make my channel more about movies and not just collecting movies. So maybe that's why, but I still love like doing the occasional flick trip or movie collection video, and I've done a few of those during this shitty pandemic. I did a whole entire DVD collection video, so yeah, go check it out, man. Tyson Sherburne, a year from now, do you think theaters will still be, and you didn't put closed or open? A year from now, I would say a lot of the things happening right now, I think some resolution will happen. Usually they say, historically speaking, anytime a pandemic happens, it usually lasts about 18 months. If you look historically at any point in the past where we have a pandemic, the usual time frame is 18 months. That's how long hysteria lasts. Even if you go back to the early 1900s when we had another pandemic, it lasted about 18 months. And I feel like the same thing will happen again. So I would say, what are we? We're about 9 months into it. So at some point next summer, I think things will start to return to normalcy. That's what I believe. Or maybe right after the election. Forbidden Fruit 73. Favorite werewolf movie? Mine is Ginger Snaps. It's definitely not The Wolfman. Maybe Teen Wolf starring Michael J. Fox. I mean, I know there's great 1980s like An American Werewolf. I know like a lot of people love that film because of its practicality and things. I watched it, never loved it. I don't know if I have a favorite. Oh, here's my biggest guilty pleasure werewolf movie of all time. Are you ready for it? Here it goes. It's a little film called Van Helsing, where Hugh Jackman turns into a really shitty CGI PS1 video game graphic werewolf by the end of the film and fights Dracula, who looks like he's all jacked up on like super soldier serum. Dracula in Van Helsing looks like a character from Killer Instinct, the video game or something. That could be one. Raymond Watt, have you seen Old Boy? Still the best Korean film. South Korean film? You know, earlier when I did 5 flicks, did I do 5 flicks or did I do 4? I think I did 4. That makes me a moron. I had one more and I forgot to mention it. And the reason I didn't mention it is because I didn't own the Blu-ray or the DVD. But speaking of South Korean films, the other flick I watched this week was Train to Busan. And I know it came out in 2016. I just recently watched it this week. Really fucking enjoyed it. Yeah, speaking of South Korean films. Now, Old Boy, I love. Seen it multiple times. Have it on DVD back there. The remake is truly atrocious. But Train to Busan was a great, phenomenal zombie film. It was kind of like what I thought it would be. Very reminiscent of Snowpiercer in a lot of different ways and themes, and not just because they're on a train trying to advance from the back to the front, but just there's some similar themes in Snowpiercer that Train to Busan shares. But yeah, really enjoyed the movie. A nice, pleasant surprise movie. Glad I finally watched it. I did have a few issues with it overall. I really did enjoy though how it's like South Korean culture, and there's one scene where like the kid who's a baseball player is talking to the one main guy in the film who's like sort of a buff South Korean guy, I guess, and he's talking about how tall he is, and he's like, I'm 5'9", like that's tall in South Korea. Like, I was like, I guess it just stood out like a very big cultural difference. Like 5'9" is tall for them. But really enjoyed the movie. I did have like a few nitpicks with the movie. A few things didn't quite add up for me, and I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it. Like during the end of the movie, there's like a train that's moving away from the situation, and this group of people are sort of stuck in one place. And it feels like by the time they catch up to this train just rolling, it should be like 5 miles outside of the city, but really they run 200 feet and it's still there, even though it's rolling at 10 miles per hour. Anyway, that's just a little nitpick, but really enjoyed it. All right. And thanks to all 345 of you guys watching right now. All right. Oh, wow. You guys are... How far back am I on the questions? Okay, so I'm about 12 minutes behind on the questions. I thought I was actually caught up. Okay. I'm going to do my best, guys, so no worries. Keep asking your questions. I will get to it eventually here. I just like to give you guys good answers. I'm sorry. Doc Skurlock, what we really need is Young Guns 3. Fuck yeah, we do. I love me some Young Guns. Emilio Estevez, Charlie Sheen, The Regulators. I love Young Guns 1 and 2. Alex, you're directing and writing a movie and cast Nicolas Cage, Arnold and Sylvester Stallone. What would your movie be about? I would call the movie Triple Threat. I don't care if the title's been used somewhere else. I will use that title. The movie's called Triple Threat. What do they do in the movie? I don't know. But something amazing. You know what the movie would be about? It would be the lowest budgeted film ever made with all 3 actors in it. It'd just be 3 guys in a car for 2 hours, like a road trip movie. That's what I would do. I would make a road trip movie with those 3 actors. Could you imagine the shenanigans they go on? Ming 1992, if you could go back in time and be an extra in any movie scene, which scene would you choose? I don't know. That's a good question. I'd have to think about that. I think being like in a I remember there was footage from Batman Begins and The Dark Knight where they actually had like the tumbler and the bat pod racing down the streets of Chicago. I just think like standing on the side of that street watching that happen would be really neat. Maybe that. Hey, you. Thoughts on Predestination starring Ethan Hawke? I have not seen Predestination. I remember watching or talking to someone about the movie. I just never got around to watching it. And I probably never will. Patrick John. What's up, John? How the fuck are you today? I'm doing well, Patrick. Thanks for asking. Because I'm in a great mood. Sorry I'm late. Literally just got the notification now. What have I missed? Well, you missed a lot of audio issues for the first 5 minutes where I was on a roll. I was ready to go, and the audio issue. You know what happened was I had I found what happened was the audio issue early on in the stream. I had my desktop audio to be picked up by the audio of the stream, and that fucked everything up. I'll slap my hand and say sorry. But thanks for joining me now, man. Just JDD24. Have you ever watched The Pursuit of Happiness? I have seen The Pursuit of Happiness starring Will Smith. That's a very good inspirational movie. I always focused on the one aspect of that movie about the Rubik's Cube. I always picked up on that one little subplot of the movie. But yeah, the scene where he's in a public bathroom with this kid crying and he's has nowhere to go. Oh, that's a really good moving scene. Jules, say what again? I dare you. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a tasty burger. Peter Cunnington, have you seen the trial of the Chicago 7 on Netflix? I started watching it when I was at my parents' house over the weekend. I saw maybe the first hour of it. It's not what I expected. I didn't know that aspect of it. I didn't know like they were sort of playing the system before going into it. I thought that was really intriguing. So I need to finish it, but so far it looks really good. I love like court case movies. So yeah, it looks good so far. Balloon Raccoon, tell us again your thoughts on Jingle All the Way. I love it. Jamie, what do you want for Christmas? A Turbo Man doll? I'm not a pervert. Jingle All the Way is truly like, you have Hocus Pocus in October, then you have Jingle All the Way in December. It's a movie that only Arnold could make as good as it was. I have a review for Jingle All the Way. Go watch it if you want some more deep thoughts on the movie. I will just say this. The character played by Sinbad in the film commits like 57 crimes against humanity, an act of terrorism, all for a Turbo Man doll. It's truly mind-numbing. Claudio Rogajon, if Superman could snap Zod's neck so hard that it creates a shockwave, why do you think he just move his head out of the way or knock him out? I don't know. Probably because breaking his fucking neck was way cooler and more entertaining to watch and enjoy. I don't know, man. Alexander Cromwell, do you think Christopher Nolan could ever direct a rom-com, and would you watch it? I think that would be a waste of his talents, but what I do wish Christopher Nolan would do is make a smaller budgeted film without such a huge concept behind it that requires the proper execution. I just think he needs to go back to something simple, more simplistic. And because I just feel like he's sort of doing the same thing over and over again. And I just wish he'd go back to basics. Like, make something more like The Prestige again. Give me something like that again. And then if you want to do another $200 million flop movie where I can't hear the audio or the dialogue, that's fine. Do that. But do like The Prestige again or something, man. Lone Tiger. By the way, happy 10 years on YouTube, John. Well, thanks, Lone Tiger. Also, I've seen all of your collection videos and love them. I'm just wondering what the reason was you did those in the beginning of your channel. I know it was 10 years ago. I understand if you don't remember. Okay, maybe I misunderstood your question earlier. Well, yeah, I've been on YouTube going on 10 years. I think technically November marks my 10 years on YouTube. Yeah, I don't know. I liked talking about physical media. Like, I was really into collecting movies at the time, and I saw other people doing it, and I just wanted to share it with everyone, and I did. Ben M. Hey, John. Big fan. Last week, I tried watching Waiting with my grandparents, or with my grandma. It was awkward, to say the least. Also, I don't know if you already knew this, but Jeff Bridges just tweeted that he has lymphoma, FU 2020. Really? That's shitty. Oh. Yeah, so Waiting with Your Grandparents. Yeah, probably a movie where the subplot is characters show each other their ball sacks. You probably don't want to watch it with your grandmother. Or maybe you do. But yeah, I did not know that about Jeff Bridges. Oh, gosh. Lone Tiger, speaking of 10 years, will you do a 10-year special video, or have you thought of anything similar for your channel? Would love to see evolution video and you talking through the years of all the magical and mystical feelings. Yeah, I do want to make a 10-year special video for YouTube, and I'll talk about some of my fondest memories and, talk about the transformation from 2010 to 2020 and all the ups and downs and trials and tribulations. And what I was really hoping was, and I will pay someone if they do this, and it has to be well made and well edited, if someone could make a montage video for me and pick some of the best moments on the Flick Pick channel from the past 10 years. Maybe just like a 1 minute maybe 2-minute video montage. And also if you could pick throughout the years, every time I said magical and mystical from 2010 to 2020. If someone can do that and you can edit and you'll do it good, let me know. I will pay you. Just tweet me. Send me a PM. Send me a private message on Twitter if you want to do that. Medina91, which DDL character do you think would outwit the other, Daniel Plainview or Bill the Butcher? DDL? What the fuck does that stand for? Daniel Day-Lewis. Okay. Which Daniel Day-Lewis character? I don't know. Probably, I mean, he kind of plays like a psychotic, intelligent, violent character in a lot of movies. Like if you had Daniel Plainview or Bill the Butcher, drainage. I think Bill the Butcher's more deadly, but Daniel Plainview will have the long-term plan. Ming 1992. What do your parents think about your career choice as a YouTuber? My mom likes it. I think she's somewhat proud of me, as proud as she can be. I mean, yeah, YouTube's given me a lot of cool opportunities, a lot of unique things I've gotten to do over the years, and yeah, she's always interested in the things I do, and growing up, she knew I was kind of a weirdo, and I had like a passion for like creativity, and the fact that I get to sort of utilize that and talk about movies. Yeah, I think she's impressed, I guess. Patrick John, have you ever seen The Blob from 1988? It recently became one of my favorite horror movies. It got Stranger Things vibe all over it. If anyone wants something similar to watch, I feel like I've seen The Blob, but not in a long time, and I'd go back and watch that. Yeah, maybe for October. I guess this is the time. I'll give it a chance. Is The Blob playing on any streaming service right now? Because I do not own a physical copy. Let me know. Ermin Yaber, your move, creep. Your move, creep. The name's Murphy. Thoughts on RoboCop 2? For me, it's fun and self-aware. A slice of early 90s R-rated action. And Yaber with a J. You got it, John. Jabber. Oh, it's just Jabber? Okay. Got it. All right. Yeah, I like RoboCop 2. My favorite scene is when they're trying to create a new robot. And they have different prototypes, and one of them just kills itself and falls over and screams. I think that's a really fun scene in the movie. And then you have the main villain, Kane. Yeah, RoboCop 2 is a lot of fun. You had like the little kid who's like selling drugs. Yeah, RoboCop 2 is a lot of fun. Now, when you get to RoboCop 3, what a piece of shit. Like, he didn't even want to come back to play RoboCop anymore. They had to hire some other guy. Benny, put the cookie down. Favorite kind of cookie? Chocolate chip. There is no other kind of cookie. Parker LaRose. Thanks for the super chat, Parker, but you didn't ask a question, but thanks anyway. Oh, here you did. Okay, you asked a question here, Parker. Can you do another gym video? And what's the best weight training advice? Can I do another gym video? First, I'd have to go work out again. I have not worked out for the better part of 6 months. Once COVID hit, I just gave up. But I do need to get back. And I have a gym in my garage. I need to get back to hitting the weights. I'll be honest with you. I miss it. Best weight training advice is I have a few videos on my channel from over the years. Go watch those. I give some advice. I have one video that's an hour long where I give some workout advice. But for me, it was always about working out for the pump. You know, get your heart rate going. Lift some heavy lift some heavy shit. It's not about just lifting something one time. It's about lifting it 10 to 20 times and work out for that pump. When every muscle in your body is pulsating and pumped up, that's a good workout. That's what it was for me. That in a nutshell. The other simple advice I can give you is just go lift heavy things, put them back down, do it again. Don't make it too complicated. Just JDD24. How do you like Chris Pine as an actor? Chris Pine? Hang on here a second. I like Chris Pine. I think he's sort of typecast as the same character in every movie he plays in. He just feels like his interpretation of Captain Kirk is pretty much like the same role he plays over and over again. Okay, that's not fair. In Hell or High Water, I think that was like one of his best different performances he's given in a film. But like he was in Jack Ryan, I didn't see that. In Wonder Woman, he essentially just played a different version of like Steve Rogers, or not Steve Rogers. What the fuck was his name? And wasn't it Steve Rogers? What was it? Steve Trevor. I'm sorry. His name was Steve Trevor. Yeah, it was pretty much like a Captain America ripoff character. I like Chris Pine. Sure. Did you finally watch The Gentleman? No, I have not watched it yet. Maybe tonight. Let me know if I should watch The Gentleman. See, what I do is I always lay out 2 movies per week that I want to watch, that I'm in the mood to watch. So it's like I could watch The Gentleman for the first time, or I could just rewatch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood for the 5th time. Which one should I watch? Let me know. Just JDD24. How do you... Oh, already, I'm stupid. I answered that. All Train 98. John, have you seen Basic Instinct? Yes, I have seen... First time I watched Basic Instinct was on HBO back in 1995. And that's what made me a man. Great interrogation scene in Basic Instinct. Really good. I like it. Claudio Rogujon, have you seen Jet Li's The One? So funny and bad. Yeah, Jet Li's The One is a terrible movie. I just remember they play like Papa Roach during the ending to the movie, where he's like fighting everyone off the side of that pyramid. Really bad movie. Terrible, actually. Alex, have you heard about what people have been saying on Twitter regarding Chris Pratt, calling him the worst Chris of Hollywood because I guess people want to know if he's a Trump supporter? I mean, who cares, man? Like, who cares? I mean, I just don't care. I mean, actors are actors. They're paid to play roles. What they do in their personal life, unless they're like committing crimes against children, I don't give a shit. So Chris Pratt seems like a likable dude to me. I don't care about his political thoughts. Just as I hope you don't care about mine. Doob XX11, thoughts on Crisis of Infinite Earths and DA Arrowverse. I'm not a hardcore knowledgeable person on either of those things. Like Arrowverse, I don't know. I watched like 3 episodes of Arrow and it just felt like a CW show to me. The one thing that always, and now I know in Arrow, the TV show, they sort of did it. They had like that Supermax storyline. It's called Supermax, right? And I remember years ago, there was a TV or a movie idea in place to make the Supermax movie where Arrow was stuck in a prison and you had other DC villains in there like the Joker. And I remember years and years ago, that was like a script or something, an idea floating around. It was one of those movies that just never got made. So I'm not really knowledgeable on either one, though. All right. Where am I? Okay. John is a Trump supporter, laugh out loud. No, not really. I think he's sort of a fucking moron. But even if I was, so what? Who cares? Like, I'm not a supporter of any political candidate running currently. I liked Bernie Sanders. Because why? He felt like he was going to change shit up. Anymore, I just feel like you have 2 old senile guys in the running for power, and neither one of them should have it. Like, I don't understand when it comes to the presidency of the United States. These are the best two options we have. Two 70-plus-year-old men who have lost all touch with reality. That baffles me. So yeah, that's my answer to you. "2004, The Punisher, love it or hate it?" It's sort of a guilty pleasure movie. I like it. It's a little bit cheap at times, but I enjoy it. The scene where he ties John Travolta to the back of the car and then it goes into the other cars and blows up into the Punisher logo, and you hear like the really terrible audio dubbing from John Travolta's character going, crying as it happens. That always stood out to me. And you have Kevin Nash, who plays the Russian character in the movie. I love it. Yeah, Rob K says, vote Pedro. I agree. "Hey, John, I'm writing a short story about sharks. Want to read it?" I don't know, man. I mean, it sounds cool. I hope it's about the street sharks. That's a movie that never got made but should have. All right. I'm going to answer. Let me see here. How many questions do I have left? Okay, we have a lot of questions. I'm doing my best to quickly answer them, guys. I promise you. By the way, speaking of Trump, I just I just got an ad on my video. Oh shit. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to take a quick break, just like a 1-2 minute break to get another drink. And so don't go anywhere. As a wise man once said, I'll be back. So yeah, I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. And if you guys have to get a refill in the popcorn, do that right now. I'll be right back and I'll finish answering your questions. And we're back. Okay. By the way, if you guys are watching right now, because YouTube hates me. And if you guys want to help the YouTube algorithm, I'd much appreciate it if you could give the video a like. That's all I ask. That's all I really ask. Give it a like if you can, if you're mildly entertained. And if not, give it a like anyway. Okay. All right, let's continue on answering more questions. Night King 01, have you seen Unleashed with Jet Li? Awesome movie. I don't think I have. A-Train 98, what do you think of Ultron? Like the villain Ultron and the Avengers, Age of Ultron? I like James Spader. I liked him as the voice of Ultron. I liked how he sort of humanized the character a little bit. There are no strings on me. I thought he was okay, but still the second Avengers movie is by far the worst in my opinion. Claudio Rogajon, do you and your friends have death wishes in Soho? Skyho? Do we have death wishes? I don't understand the question. Sometimes I drive with my eyes closed on dark, windy roads, but other than that, I don't think so. Just JDD24, I've heard your opinion on Sam Worthington. So who do you think could have replaced him in Avatar? Tom Hardy. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I'd really have to think about it. I mean, anyone? I wouldn't want someone who's super well known, but just has more acting talent. I'd have to think about that. And listen, I don't necessarily hate Sam Worthington in Avatar. I just hate him in everything else. But his Australian accent always slips out sometimes. Ming 1992, thoughts on SNL, take on the debates and the presidential stuff. Yeah, I liked some of the debates. I watched the SNL debate. I watched a few minutes of it. It was good. I haven't really watched SNL for the last 20 years, to be honest with you. I occasionally watch a skit or two on YouTube. For me, SNL back in like the mid-90s was the last time SNL was funny to me. Like when you had Adam Sandler, Chris Farley, Mike Myers. Like when you had that cast and crew on the show, that was something about that was like the best time for SNL in my opinion. But yeah, I don't really keep up with SNL. Lord Fight. Hey, John, favorite underrated actor? Mine is Ben Foster. Yeah, Ben Foster, he never gets like that starring role. He's always like a supporting character, and he always plays like a crazy batshit coked out character who's on the edge in every movie he's in. I like Ben Foster. I really do. I'd say that might be my pick as well. I was trying to think if there's another underrated actor, and I'm off the top of my head, Aaron Johnson. Is it Aaron Johnson who played Kick-Ass? I thought he was a pretty good actor. He just never he wasn't in a ton of stuff recently. Like he was in the Godzilla film. He was in something else. Maybe, I don't know. I thought he was really good in Kick-Ass. I thought he was going to do way more. Alex, I recently watched your Flick Trip video where you bought The Fanatic. The movie is so bad yet hilarious. It's like The Room of the 2010s. I can't talk long, gotta poo. Well, thanks, man. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I love The Fanatic. Like they really tried to make a real movie. They tried, and it's glorious. It's truly glorious in every way. I hope they make a sequel to it. Or no, not a sequel. A prequel. A prequel to it. A-Train 98, would you pay to see the air cut of Suicide Squad? Like $1 maybe. I mean, I don't know. How much better could it be? Is it just going to be more of that shitty version of Joker with dumb face tattoos and metal teeth? Like if you get more of that, like that's fine. There's 20 minutes of the Joker that were cut out, but it's 20 minutes of that interpretation of the Joker. I don't need to watch that. But yeah, I'd like to watch it. Ermin Jabber, Videodrome John, gritty 80s horror that will make you feel icky and want to immediately return some videotapes after scalding hot water. Watch it. Yeah, I've heard a lot of things about Videodrome. I've never seen it, but I've heard some really good stuff. One of these days I'll get around to watching it. Maddo, thoughts on District 9? Just got the 4K Blu-ray today and excited to see how it looks. Yeah, I bet it looks pretty good. I've always really enjoyed District 9. It has like the South African accents are so entertaining to me to listen to. I really enjoy them. The fun backstory on District 9 was originally the whole concept behind that was they wanted to make a Halo movie. It never came to fruition, so they had like $30 million in props that they spent on the production of that film, and they were like, what can we do with this? So then they came up with the concept for District 9, and that was the best film the director's ever made. He went on to direct Chappie and Elysium, which I hate both those movies, but yeah, District 9 was always really good. Prongs, yeah. I always really enjoyed District 9. I could rewatch that again. G Money X, thanks for the super chat, man, but you didn't ask a question, but thanks. Okay, I caught up on all the main questions here. District 9 can be quite sad. Yeah, it's got some symbolism in there about society itself, I would say, but yeah, damn good movie though. Ben Middleton as an underrated actor? I could see that. Sure. All right. Okay. Just JDD24. Do you like the movie Wanted? I enjoy it, and I've always loved James McAvoy's performance in the film. I don't really like Wanted. I never... No, I don't like it. No, I was trying to think of something I really enjoyed. It has Morgan Freeman in it. I like the scene where he's in the his cubicle job. I like that. Hey, Chris Pratt's in the movie as well, guys. But yeah, there's little things about it I enjoyed, but the overall concept of it, like curving the bullet and everything, I was like, that's kind of stupid. Like you curve the bullet, and then at the very end they have all those rats or mice that have bombs attached to them or something. Yeah, it's one of those movies where I can watch the first 20 minutes, and then after that, I don't want to watch any more of it. Claudio Rogajon. It was supposed to say, did you and your friends have death wishes in high school? It cut off. You said that what did you guys do back in the day? I don't think we had any death wishes, man. I don't think things got that dark. Yeah, I don't think we did. Yeah, I'm sorry. I wish I had a dark, sinister answer for you, but I don't. I mean, I remember jumping train tracks in my SUV in high school often, but really that's it. But I didn't want to die. I just wanted to be Evel Knievel. Alex, do your best Mark Wahlberg impression as Mr. Freeze. I just wanted to hear another Mark Wahlberg impression from you. How do I do a Mr. Freeze impression as Mark Wahlberg? Hey, Batman, chill. I'm sorry. Hey, what killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age. All right. Austin Rash. Thoughts on Rob Zombie's first Halloween movie? I recognize it's not a great movie, but I think the look of Michael Myers in that film is my favorite out of all of them. Yeah, I mean, they cast a guy who played Sabretooth in the X-Men movies to play Michael Myers, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't like it. Now, I get the visual essence of the film. I get how people could like that. What ruined it for me was when they showed too much of young Michael Myers, and I just was having trouble watching that little kid on screen and then picturing him becoming the psychopath later as Michael Myers. Like, there's no way this little schlub becomes Michael Myers. Like, I don't buy this for a second. That was my biggest issue with the movie. Sometimes I think less is more, and they just showed too much of that little kid in the beginning who felt a little bit miscast, in my opinion. Yeah. I just like the look of the original Michael Myers from the 70s. Now, when you go to like Halloween 4, Michael Myers, the mask it's terrible. It's like the worst Michael Myers mask ever. Lord Fight, opinion on Nicholas Winding Refn. Was he a one-hit wonder with Drive? Yeah, he directed a few other things after that, but yeah, he Only God Forgives, which I was really excited to see that movie based on Drive, and that was terrible. Yeah, he might be a one-hit wonder at this point. Yeah, Drive was great, but everything else, it's like Dan Gilroy, who directed Nightcrawler. Like, he's directed a few other movies since then, and there's like one of them that might be okay, but nothing really stands out. So Nicholas Winding Refn I guess you could say he's a one-hit wonder, maybe. Parker LaRose, I think you missed my chat. I'll check, Parker. Don't worry, buddy. Just JDD24. What are some of the worst experiences you've had with teachers? Worst experiences. I've been kicked out of classrooms quite often. I remember I had this one teacher in high school. His name was Mr. Havish. He was like a big chunky guy who was like also like one of the football coaches. And he used to talk to the class like this. And he was like, I'm a cool teacher. I'll make jokes. And then me and my friend just saw through his bullshit and would laugh at him. Like, we wouldn't laugh at his jokes, but we'd laugh at him as the individual saying the joke because he thought it was really cool. And we used to just laugh at little things that he did. And he gets so angry at us because he knew we were laughing at him, but he couldn't quite pinpoint why. So one time he kicked us out of class. And in our classroom, there was like these big glass doors. And we were on the other side just laughing out in the hallway the whole time. And he like laughing hysterically. And he kept like looking back at the window as he was teaching class at us, getting really annoyed. I just remember that for some reason. I've had many more stories with teachers, but I'm trying to think of something else that would stand out. Yeah, we'll go with that one. Parker, I answered your question earlier, man. I answered it. It was about the gym, and then you left another question, but you didn't ask a question. Well, you left another super chat, but you didn't ask a question on it, man. I'm looking at all of them right now. Hector the Chill Guy. Hey, John. Best found footage movie. I like both the VHS movies. Yeah, I would say the first, maybe the second VHS movie. Those were good. Those are what you're supposed to do with like found footage movies. More of that works. I think that style works for like found footage. But a lot of them are just like cash grabs, blatant cash grabs at best. I was never a fan of like the Blair Witch movies ever. But the VHS movies, like the first and second one, were pretty good. But the trend of like found footage movies it got overly saturated, and they weren't getting better. They were actually getting worse, I remember. Like Chernobyl was another found footage movie. Claudia Rogajon, you said you used to light yourselves on fire and piss on each other to put yourselves out. Do you remember this? You said this once, I swear. Oh, that. Yeah, so me and my friends used to do like jackass type stuff, like push each other in shopping carts into bushes. Just weird, crazy shit. Yes, one time we did light my friend's shoes on fire, and then the only way we could put them out was by urinating on them. But he wasn't wearing the shoes as we urinated on them. He kicked the shoes off, and then we urinated on the shoes. That was just what we did. We were bored, man. And I used to have videos of all of this stuff. And I only have like a few minutes of it now. I don't know what happened to all those tapes. But yeah, those the best and worst times of my life. But yeah, you are right. I did say that once, and it did happen. All right, guys, I'm going to answer a few more questions. It's been, how long have we been doing this? Like almost 2 hours? I'm getting tired. I need to go watch, I guess maybe The Gentleman. Should I watch The Gentleman tonight? Maybe I will. Ben Cloverfield Lane, do you still lay awake until 6 a.m. every night? No, I've been trying to go to sleep a little bit earlier. It just depends. If I'm tired, I go to sleep. If I'm not, I stay up. That's just how my life goes. Usually if I have something to do or a video to make or a video to edit, I just know I'm going to skip sleep that day. And I'll usually stay up till like 12 o'clock in the afternoon and skip sleep that night. And then, yeah, it just ruins your entire life. Spider-Man 3 or The Amazing Spider-Man 2? I'd probably rather watch Spider-Man 3. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 was just nonsensical garbage trash. But Spider-Man 3 was, well, then I would watch it for all the wrong reasons. I would watch it just to watch the terrible Tobey Maguire emo dance scene. If you had to give Tenet a grade, what would it be? It would be, you're going to have to wait for my super late fucking movie review. It won't be overly positive, I promise you that. The Upside Down Dan became a fan this year. Great content. Good night. Well, thanks, The Upside Down Dan. I much appreciate that, man, and have a good night. Thanks for watching. Are you going to buy Blade on 4K? Not for $20-something. Maybe if it was cheaper or Black Friday deal. I own it on Blu-ray. It's I really enjoy Blade, but it's not a movie I go back and rewatch over and over again. And for me, I buy 4K movies that have high rewatchability for me, or are some of my favorite films of all time. I don't just buy everything on 4K. So yeah, if it was cheap. Parker LaRose, John just DM'd you on Twitter about the chat, same name. Okay, I'll look forward to it, man. I'll check it out. Extraction, what's your thoughts? Extraction, the, what was that? The Mike Judd movie? Is that what we're talking about here? I didn't like it. I love Office Space, but Extraction was sort of a letdown. Is that the movie we're talking about? Oh, no, we're not at all. We're talking about Extraction with Chris Hemsworth. Yeah, it felt like a Netflix movie. It just felt like a Netflix movie. Honestly, I'm sorry, it just did. A few good moments in there, like a cool action scene. If you would have called it Call of Duty the movie, because there's like one point where it just feels like a Call of Duty cutscene, that would have worked. But as far as the story goes, not that intriguing. Claudia Rogojan, Blade does not get enough credit for what it did. I've said that for years and years. Blade started the revolution, man. It was like a successful R-rated comic book movie that got it right. And now, has it aged well? Sort of, kind of, but the scenes where Wesley Snipes is kicking ass, especially like in the first club scene with the techno raid music playing, that's a great scene. Austin Rash, what do you think is the best Netflix original show of all time, and have you seen a really good horror movie, The Ritual, on Netflix? I don't think I have seen The Ritual on Netflix. The best Netflix original show for me is definitely Stranger Things. Yeah, I would say Stranger Things. I also really enjoyed the Toys That Made Us, and I'm looking forward to another season of The Movies That Made Us. But Stranger Things is by far my favorite series on Netflix of all time. As far as like an original Netflix movie, I'd say the best is The Irishman. But that was like almost $150 million movie directed by Martin Scorsese, and I don't even think it was his best movie. So, but I think that's the best Netflix original movie, technically speaking. Alex Carr has become a YouTube member. Yay! Thank you, Alex, and look forward to the special Q&A videos. All right, guys, I'm going to answer a few more questions. So if you have like a good, juicy question, get it in right now for like the next, I don't know, 20 seconds, and I will answer all of them. But no more questions because I don't want to miss them, and I'll answer the remaining questions so far. Night King 01. John, you lied to me. Where is your Tenet review, man? I don't know. I'm sorry. I will do it. I will give you, let's see. Before October is over, I will give you a Tenet review. My word is my bond. I'll try my best. But haven't I talked about the movie throughout the course of these Q&A videos enough? Like, I feel like I've spent probably a total of 87 minutes talking about the movie. But it's not really a review unless I just say it's a movie review. Like, so I could just take all the clips of me talking about the movie throughout all these Q&A videos I've done for the last 3 months and just slap that into a video, and I'll put the title Tenet Review, and that will be fulfilling enough. Go rewatch Tenet. No, thank you. Sounds like a chore. Joseph Jackson. Hey, John, which Batman movie has your favorite take on Gotham City? Well, as much as I like Batman Returns, Gotham City is like micro Gotham City. It's like, it's so in a studio, it's ridiculous. It's so small. Gotham City in The Dark Knight was essentially just Chicago. I thought the tone of the Narrows in Batman Begins was interesting. I'm really looking forward to like the take in Gotham City in the upcoming The Batman movie. And I'm really disappointed that we never got like the solo Ben Affleck movie with Gotham City. I thought that was going to get it right. So I don't know. Maybe Batman Begins. All right. Stop spamming the chat with your stupid fucking questions. I'm sorry, guys. Just now I have to. I'm sorry. If you spam it, I have to block you. You're wasting digital space. I'm sorry. All right. Claudio Rogajon, you think the new Blade will be good even though it's PG-13? Yeah, I like the actor they have for the movie. I think he's a great actor. Do I think it'll be... I don't know. Does it need to be rated R? I mean, when you hit vampires and they turn to ash, you don't really need blood. I mean, I guess some blood in a vampire movie seems like a necessity. I think it'll be good. I hope they don't try to overly Marvelize it, though, and they try to make it as gritty and grim as they can and really push the PG-13 rating, because there's been some great films that are PG-13. You can get away with quite a bit if you're creative enough. So, yeah, I think it'll be good. I have high hopes for it. Night King 01, we need a Batman Beyond film already. Yeah, I think give it time. What will happen is Warner Brothers is going to milk Batman for all they can with the Batman, and they'll probably try to make at least 3 movies with Robert Pattinson, and then after that, in the phase of rebooting once again another Batman trilogy or another Batman film, they'll make the Batman Beyond. They'll give us that interpretation. That or somebody will actually get the rights and make a really good TV series of Batman Beyond, which could be interesting. But I think after this newest incarnation with Robert Pattinson as Batman, we'll probably get like the Batman Beyond movie in between that somewhere. Or maybe DC will get creative because they are actually getting creative with like the Flashpoint Paradox multiverse of everything. And maybe you could get a Batman Beyond movie in there. If Keaton's willing to come back as old Bruce Wayne, I mean, the possibilities are really endless. Maybe one day. Devin Keeley, would you ever star in a movie by Chris Stuckman? I was in one of his short films. Sure, I guess. Hey, John, did you play sports in high school? Yeah, I did wrestling and cross country. I didn't like team sports. I never did. Like, technically those are both team sports, but when you're out there competing, like cross country, you're running, you're by yourself. Wrestling, you're out there on the mat by yourself. There's not a heavy reliance on another team member. And I always liked sports like that. So yeah, those are like the two sports I did. I didn't ever feel like I had the coordination to do anything else. So John was a high school jock. No, not even fucking close, man. Not even close. I don't even truly understand the rules to football. I don't know all the rules. I really don't. So if that makes me a jock, then I don't know. I was watching professional wrestling in high school, okay? And I still am. Die Hard 5 or Skyscraper. I'm gonna say Skyscraper because it was less insulting to me than Die Hard 5. Do you have a personal favorite video of yours? There's some Flick Trip videos that I think are really, I go back and watch them. I'm like, oh, that was actually funny. So I would say some of the Flick Trip videos I did, I liked How to Watch a Movie. I liked that video I did. I'm trying to think of a few others. There's a few movie night videos I did that I really enjoyed of mine. I'd have to go back and look through, not to sound too narcissistic, but I'd have to go back and watch some of my videos and pick out a favorite, I guess. Do you guys have a favorite Flick Trip, or not a Flick Trip? Do you guys have a favorite Flick Pick video on this channel or my other channel? Like on this channel, there's been a lot of random vlog videos I've done where I forgot that they even existed, and I went back and watched them. I'm like, oh, that was sort of entertaining. So. Flick Trips are the best. Well, I'm glad you enjoy them. The one Flick Trip where you hit the camera and it falls in the trash. I do remember that. Yeah, I had my video camera on a dumpster and I was trying to throw a water bottle in the dumpster, but I hit my video camera and it broke. I remember that vividly. I'm wearing khaki shorts in that video. John, you look like Tom Brady. I'll take that as a compliment. And an insult at the same time. I like the family video you did that was professionally done. Well, thanks, man. Yeah, that was really, I liked that one as well. I wish we would have slowed down a little bit because it felt a little too professional. Like, that's my thing with my YouTube videos. I don't want them to feel overly professional. I want them to feel simplistic and personable. How long does it take you to edit a video? It just depends on the video. It just really does. How creative and how perfect I want to make it. Some of them take longer than others, that's for sure. Movie reviews to me are always the most tedious videos to edit. That can 2-3 hours, maybe longer, depending on it. It's just like cutting every little thing and adding the right visual to the reference I'm making. To me, movie reviews are the most tedious thing. Like vlog videos are sort of fun to edit. I love the movie night videos. Well, thanks. I Need a 4K TV Flick Trip with Stuckman was my fave. I like that one as well. The Flick Trip where you met Kevin Conroy. Ooh, I recall that one as well. Yeah, that was a good one. The Flick Trip where you visit the grave of Johnny Appleseed kills me every time. Someone please link that. Yeah, oh God, Jesus. Yeah. Yeah, there's a Flick Trip I made years ago. I think this was in 2011, where I go to the grave of Johnny Appleseed, and then I show a clip of me doing flips in the bushes beside his gravesite from 10 years previous to that. Everything I just said is a real thing. Yeah, that's somewhere on YouTube. A Flick Trip where you stood on a DVD that Crazy Jason decided he wanted. Oh, yeah. I remember that as well. That was called Selling My Movies or something. What was your best time in cross country? My best time? I don't remember my best time. I really don't. I made varsity, but we had 5 varsity spots on our team, and I made 5th place every time. Like, I could really suck it up to make varsity, but when it came to the races, I lacked motivation. So, like, it always started off sprinting in a race, and then by the end of it, I just give up. I had a few decent times, but I don't remember what they were. Anthony Moose says, I'm back as a member. Yay! Well, hey, Anthony, thanks for coming back, man. Thoughts on Shaun of the Dead? I like it. I like Shaun of the Dead, but I think I prefer Hot Fuzz just because all the Point Break references. Do you think Michael Bay should make a Call of Duty movie? Yeah, like 10 years ago, that would have been topical, I guess. I mean, every war movie he's ever made was sort of a Call of Duty movie, if you want to look at it that way. Alan Wedye-Goal. You know I can't read. You know that. Want a new comedy? Rewatch the beginning of this stream. Yeah, the audio. That was pretty bad. We're all human, though. Night King 01. Thoughts on Shaun of the Dead? We answered that already. Scott Sullivan. The vlog where you go spying on the girls in the park and run away because the father saw you. Yeah, that was also the Johnny Appleseed video. All in one video. Go watch it. It's a great Flick Trip video. Jasmine Paul just came in. Thoughts on separating movies from the monsters that made them. I'm still conflicted on Jeepers Creepers. Yeah. Look at all the great movies Harvey Weinstein produced. And Jeepers Creepers, one of them. Also, the same guy who directed Jeepers Creepers directed the movie Powder. You got to separate it. You got to enjoy the movie and the performances, and a lot of other people's hard work went into that production, and that's what you have to take away from it. Just because one bad apple's in there, you just pretend it doesn't exist. The Flick Trip where you play in a children's playground. There was many of those. Are you going to buy Collateral on 4K? Abso-fucking-lutely I am. I love Collateral. I hope it looks great on 4K. See, that was one of those early digital films, and early digital looked rough, but I'll definitely buy the 4K. Have you watched Kingdom on Netflix? A very good show about MMA. I have watched Kingdom. I really enjoy it. Kingdom also stars the same kid who was in the remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre in 2003. Yeah, I liked Kingdom. Frank Grillo's in the film, or in the series. It's pretty good. It gets a little overly dramatic at some points. I'm just like, your life can't be that dramatic. Like, it just can't be. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. All right, guys, I'm going to answer a few more questions. I know I said that earlier, but you guys kept giving me questions here, and I got to do my best to answer them. So I'm going to answer a few more questions. Please, no more questions. I'm getting tired. Usually I have like 2 hours of a live stream in me before I completely collapse. I saw the questions pop up. Give me a second here. Okay. Alex McCutcheon. Been watching you about 4 years. You should do more old school movie nights. Those were my favorite videos. I plan on doing more, I assure you. But thanks for that, man. I love the movie nights. I like anything that's more casual. Like, I like talking about movies, but I don't like doing it in a dedicated movie review setting. Something about that feels so boring to me. Like, I like the casualness of discussing a movie. Claudio Rogajon. Apparently in 2011, you said you wanted to be like Kevin Spacey in American Beauty. Some guy in the chat said that. I might have, yes. But that's the character Kevin Spacey plays in American Beauty, not the man himself, Kevin Spacey. So let's not take things out of context, please. Yes, Kevin Spacey in American Psycho is having midlife crisis, working out naked in his garage. I already have a garage in my gym. It won't take much more to complete the journey. Okay, guys. Can we just... I think that's a good one to end it on, right? Oh, we got one more. Night King 01. Thoughts on Batman, The Mask of Phantasm? Incredible. It's one of the great Batman animated movies. I really enjoy it. And I was always a little let down by the main villain of it, though, The Mask of the Phantasm. Something about the main villain in the movie was underwhelming to me. Like, I loved the animated Batman series. But the Mask of the Phantasm was good, but I don't know. I never loved the villain of it. I was like, Hey John, could you answer what was your favorite energy drink? I love Bang energy drinks. Always have. I think they're the most flavorful, and they always get the job done. Okay, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up right there. Please, no more questions because I don't want to miss it. And as always, guys, you guys are awesome. And if you could, once again, if you haven't already, just click the thumbs up button. That's all I ask of you. Just click it. YouTube likes it. They think for some odd reason the video is better if you click the thumbs up button. I know. But it does help me out. That's all I ask. Okay. Yeah, just making sure no other questions pop up because I always feel so guilty if I miss one. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for watching another live stream. I hope you guys are having a good week. What is it, Monday? Yeah, it's Monday. Maybe we'll do another one of these in a few days. We're definitely going to do a Halloween-themed one when it gets closer to Halloween. That should be a lot of fun. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.